Russell, first on just injury situations. First of all, Joe Rothwell, how's he doing after coming off?
He's better. We're hoping to have him involved tomorrow, so we will wait and see how he's reacted from training today. But he didn't do the whole training session. We're trying to manage it through, but he won't start the game because he had to come off the other night. But hopefully he'll be involved.
Okay. And with Flynn Downs, now that you've got the playoffs basically assured, are you going to risk him in the next two games, or do you want him straight back into the side?
Well, we won't risk him. He's in the squad, so it's not a risk if he enters the pitch. I don't think there's any point in risking him. So if he gets on the pitch tomorrow, it'll be part of the plan. And if he doesn't, it'll be the same. Yeah, it'll be part of the plan.
You mentioned a little while ago that you were hopeful that Ross Stewart would have a part to play at the end of the season. How likely are we to see him in a Saints?
Yeah, all being well, Ross will be on the bench next week against Leeds. Hopefully, fingers crossed. He's come through training really nicely. He'll have a big session in the morning and then have Sunday to recover and then be fully with the squad next week. So, all being well, look forward to having Ross in the squad.
Sekou, is he expected to come straight back into the squad?
Yeah.
And obviously got to talk about Tuesday. What reaction have you seen from the players over the last few days to that?
Well, I've seen a lot of pain and a lot of hurt and a lot of frustration, which I think we have to feel after Tuesday. So Wednesday was definitely that. It was a tough day for everyone. And then today, staff, players, it's been a really good feel and a really good focus and intensity to training and an acceptance of the situation, and then also big picture, nothing's really changed. So it will hurt more than you know, losing a game like that, sitting in this chair and having to lose a game like that. But we can still achieve what we want to achieve and have a chance to make sure that everyone really forgets about Tuesday night. And over the course of the season, what the players have given us have been really brilliant and spectacular at times, and we have had a few painful moments and a few bumps along the road. That is part and parcel of football and life, and how you respond to them and how you deal with them will always define what you do, and we have a chance to put that right tomorrow. And then we are going to have a really interesting and exciting, hopefully 4 weeks, but definitely 3 weeks. And we have to make sure that we finish the season by achieving what we wanted to achieve.
You've got two games coming up against sides that still have got something to fight for. How much does that help preparation for the playoffs in terms of maybe keeping you on your toes, or does it hinder you a little bit and you prefer to play games against sides that don't necessarily have as much to play for?
I don't think there's any right or wrong way to approach it or prepare for it. I actually think the bigger the occasion right now, the better for us to help prepare us for what's to come in the playoffs. So I'm presuming that Leeds will win this weekend, and we'll go to Ellen Road with Leeds needing a win to at least have a hope of getting promoted or to be promoted. I think it's amazing preparation for us to go and prepare for some really big games beyond that. And tomorrow the same. It's not really about preparing for the playoffs tomorrow, it's about winning and getting more points on the board and finishing the season the right way in front of our home fans who have been, from the start of the season to now, the connection between them and the team has been amazing, been really brilliant. And on Tuesday night they were fantastic, clapping their players, still singing towards the end. And I don't think we'll ever take that for granted. And I don't think that would have happened at the start of the season. So it's about finishing things off in the right way, then drawing a line on the season, taking some of the brilliant bits that the players have done and the club has done, the team has done, and then making sure that we are ready for what's to come.
Have you seen an eagerness from the players this week to put right Tuesday night tomorrow?
I like the way they train. I like the way they interact with each other, and I like the way we don't enjoy it, but it's the right thing to feel the pain we did on Wednesday, the players as well. So yeah, I expect a reaction.
You've had experience both positive and negative as a player in the playoffs. How does that experience help you and prepare your side for what's to come?
Well, I had one experience in this division trying to get to Premier League in the playoffs and won that as captain. One of the best days of my lives. And I said to the players, we have a chance to create a moment for people to remember forever, for a long, long time, with their families, with their friends, with their loved ones. And it's an absolute privilege and an honour to be able to give people moments like that and to have them yourself. And to this day, it's still one of the best days of my life. My brothers and my close friends, one of the best days of their lives. So it's an absolute privilege to be able to have the opportunity, and we just need to make sure we get there and we give everyone that.
And finally, just what sort of approach you're expecting from Stoke for tomorrow's game?
I expect them to approach the game in the same way they have recently, and playing against Stephen's team before, they'll be aggressive, they'll be good, they'll try and play. They're a good side with good players, and it's a surprise to me they are where they are in the league, and he's a very, very good manager. So I'm convinced they're not going to come in and be really negative in their approach. They're going to have a real go, and we have to be ready for that. But we have to play the game we want to play. We didn't enough on Tuesday night, and tomorrow we have to.
Alfie? Thanks, Jordan. Hi, Russell. I think Neil Warnock was in the studio, spoke after the game, said that his reaction would have been to take the players for a Chinese and try and move on about it. I was just wondering what your approach was this week. Yeah,
I think if one of the players is willing to pay, we could definitely do that. I'm not paying, and Gilly's definitely too tight to pay. So, no, actually, Gilly's not tight. Dean's very tight. But I think he has a very valid point. I think we have to learn from it and we have to take it on the chin, but we also can't dwell on it for too long. It's not happened for a very, very long time now, and we have to take as much as we can to learn from it, but also not dwell on it and not feel sorry for ourselves. And as I said, it's more painful than you'll ever know when you sit in that seat and you stand on the dugout and you see the scoreline and the team hurt in that way. But I think this game prepares you and gives you a high threshold for pain and a way to deal with it. The only way to deal with it is to respond properly and professionally and learn from it as much as you can and get the players ready for the next game. And I hope we've done that. It feels like today is completely clean slate. He's now ready for tomorrow. Tuesday's done, out the way. I'm sorry for everyone that was there and the people that watched it and we had to experience it. But there hasn't been many days like that, and then there won't be moving forward.
It's obviously a problem that the team concede too many goals at the time, so I can see that in the league table. But I was looking at the stats to come and ask you about it, and I found that actually you face the fourth lowest expected goals of any team in the league, the least attacks, your defenders do the least work in terms of clearances and blocks. So with all that in mind, why do you concede as many goals as you have?
I think we've looked at it lots this season. To have the fourth least expected goals, it was third before the other night, and be where we are in terms of goals conceded is not good enough. So it's up to us to look at that. If I come out here and tell you what the real fundamental problems are, what we believe, and then the opposition take that and can have a look at that. So I'm never going to come out and do that. And also I feel really protective of my players all the time, as you know, because we've had our fair share of disagreements this season. But I think it's a big focus for us over the next couple of weeks. It has to be, because so much of the game in so many phases, the players do really brilliant things. But I think when we've conceded in certain games, it's then gone on to concede 2 and 3, and we have to be better in their moments and and I think it all comes down to psychology and mentality. But we have to accept at times that maybe a team has a spell in the game, and when they do, we have to deal with it in a much better way and actually find a way to enjoy that as much as the stuff we do on the ball. Because if we can bring that with what the players do on the ball, which is I'll never take for granted, then we will. I think we'll finish the season in a really special way.
Just looking at the goals for the last sort of 5 or 6 games with Leicester, Cardiff, Coventry, Ipswich and Middlesbrough, there've been quite a few that come from wide areas. So I suppose, could you say that's been a focus and what you're doing to prevent that?
I think, there's really fundamental stuff that we have to get back to and really understand the importance of, and make sure everyone understands the importance of, and stopping crosses will definitely be one of them.
Final question for me, if I may. You talk about players really wanting to fight for their teammates and for the club as well. Is this the last chance, given the sort of game that you go to Leeds the next week, that you have a chance to look at someone like Jayden Goma or Tyler Dibbling, or is that out of the question at this point?
I think for them to not have many minutes at all this season, and probably more than most kids their age actually, and Sam Ammo, because they're really talented, to throw them in now and then to try and get them ready for games of such big magnitude is probably not beneficial to them or to us right now. So I think we have far too many players on the bench that are super talented. They haven't played many minutes, so there might be some people get a few minutes to really try and prove their case to get into the team. But Jaden and Tyler won't be two of them. They'll be playing tonight for the 21s at Chelsea. Yeah, they're excellent players, but not yet.